Welcome to Deep Dive Film School. I'm Adam Sherlock.
And I'm Adam Palcher.
And if you like what you see/hear, please like and subscribe. You can find us in all the spaces and places that
find good media. That's right. Our most popular platforms are Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. So please join us there if you like what you see. You can also follow both of us at Letterboxd, at Mr._Sherlock, at Adam Palcher. All the links and everything should be in the descriptions below.
Yep.
But yeah, let's get into this. 1985, that one scene from Weird Science.
In a true Whiplash fashion, in the midst of our Agnes Varda festival.
That's true. Deep Dive Film School is here for diversity.
Yes, we very much are, even when that means something incredibly silly like this.
Yes.
So this is,
John Hughes.
Quintessential John Hughes
big time
cult film. I mean, it sits squarely in. Apparently, he had to postpone finishing The Breakfast Club to get this movie done.
Yeah,
and it made him really mad because
I just think he had a hectic schedule. I read that same thing.
Yeah, well, I think it's one of those things where it's like the movie that made him the most money ever was Home Alone, and like. So I think he would do stuff to be like, well, I need to.
Well, and he just produced and wrote that.
He wrote it.
Yeah.
But I guess what I mean is that like he was still a gig worker and also made some of the most seminal like 80s movies of all time.
Oh, no doubt.
And I think Weird Science is one of those ones that had it not landed just right and been a cult classic,
for sure,
it would have been some of that gig work that was just kind of like, I don't know, let's do Frankenstein sort of, but then she's also
with
like
horny teenagers.
And but also she's like magic, and then like, she won't be evil or anything, and they won't even actually consummate a relationship with her. She'll make them realize that they're better people than just wanting a
Shouldn't have scanned in those Albert Einstein pictures.
Yeah, listen, put Albert Einstein and Beethoven in there, and
you're gonna get a smart lady.
You're gonna get a smart lady that's gonna.
It is funny because this is seminal for us. Like I think what shy, horny teenage boy from the '80s wouldn't want help, one, fitting in, or two, dating a gorgeous woman.
Making a Kelly LeBrock.
Yeah. So it is perfectly 80s. It's totally John Hughes. He somehow can just write these desperate Midwestern teenagers from this era so well.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, this movie probably wouldn't be remade today, I'm guessing, or be made at all today. And we can talk about that if you want to. There's some understandably like problematic things
there
in this
is
movie,
but nothing like, it's in no way is it like a Revenge of the Nerds kind of a thing. It's like what works here is that hearing Anthony Michael Hall talk about how big a girl, quote unquote, imaginary girl's boobs should be, as if he has experience with that, it rides a fantastic line of it being problematic, but just in the general way that boys of that age are problematic.
Yeah.
When really the truth is that underneath all of this, they are very innocent and they are very sweet, and they do want to do the right thing. And so all the premise of it is this horniness thing, but all of it ends up actually having a real heart at its center,
which Hughes tends to do.
Yeah, well, much more something like, you think about a quote unquote raunchy comedy like 40-Year-Old Virgin, and you're like, that also at its core had a very sweet message about love and all these other things. And so it's sort of like, it's raunchy and but I don't know that it aged poorly.
Yeah, I agree.
As much as some other things maybe did. And so
no, I agree. Like I kind of questioned it maybe, but I didn't. I wanted to ask you what you thought, because I'm kind of on the fence. But like, I've just heard people say that about John Hughes movies, and I'm just like, maybe it's because I grew up in that time. I just don't. I don't see it as much.
Well, I
have too much nostalgia attached to something.
I mean, that's definitely a part of it, I think, for both of us. But I also think that compared to, say, Breakfast Club, the fact that Molly Ringwald's character ends up with John Bender is kind of more problematic than anything that happens in Weird Science. The fact that the guy gives Anthony Michael Hall his drunk girlfriend in 16 Candles is way more problematic than anything in Weird Science. So it's sort of like, there are those moments, but
it's John Hughes. I think there's certain.
Surprisingly, the one where the horny teenagers make a woman, has aged better Maybe not so with some of the understanding about how computers work.
Yeah, it's really funny.
That stuff is fucking wild.
It's so funny. We'll definitely get to it, but to reference not only another That One Scene episode, but also another John Hughes movie, I would put this up there as probably one of the stupider teenage ideas in a movie, up there with Ferris Bueller, driving in reverse to get the miles off the car.
Totally.
Thinking that you can create a woman through a computer, especially in 1985, where the technology is not even close.
No, but I will say that
the 80s tech is awesome here, though.
The premise of what he wants to do is he's like, well, she'll only be 2D, and he's like, but who cares? Like,
she's not flesh and bone.
Yeah, he's like, we can run her through scenarios, find out how she'd act. And I'm like, oh my God, John Hughes invented AI grok sex bot in the 1980s, right?
I totally like at one point when they're creating her. Yeah, I totally wrote down, this is an early version of AI. He says this is highly illegal.
Yeah.
And he wants to fill this thing with data. And I'm like, how different is that from a prompt from ChatGPT?
I know. Why do we need a data center that's going to eat up all our water? Why can't we just have that scanner where he's putting in pictures and it's like, this is what her legs will look like? Like, there's no... It
works.
Well, the thing is...
He wants her to live, he wants her to breathe, and he wants her to robocize.
That's such a good line. Now, I will say this. I think that the general... illiteracy around computers,
especially with Gary. Wyatt is the computer geek.
And
Gary thinks he's cool.
And
he's
there's
the
a Venn
Morris
diagram here, right? There's a Venn diagram here of wish fulfillment fantasy movie. So it's like, yeah, whatever. All bets are off. We don't need reality to come in and ruin a good time.
You can suspend my disbelief.
Sure. So there's that. That's one part of the Venn diagram. Another part of the Venn diagram is that to own a computer, the likes of which that Wyatt has was so rare in this period of time that like maybe 2 or 3 people that went to see this movie even knew what the modem setup was, right? Like that was all futuristic stuff. Like the home computer was not a thing that existed at this level,
really.
Right?
Well, it's funny because Ferris Bueller also gets a computer as a gift. Just like Wyatt does.
That's right.
And Anthony Michael Hall also has a Canadian girlfriend in Breakfast Club.
Yes, I knew that. I knew that one. Yes,
which is hilarious. His line here is like, he's like, well, what about your girl?
There had to have been.
He's like, his line is so funny. He's like, she's all the way. She doesn't have any morals. Like Canadians are known for their morality. Well,
there had to, all I can think of, I have a headcanon that there is some, at this time anyway, I mean, probably long gone now, but at this time when Weird Science came out, that there was some middle-aged guy who went to high school with John Hughes who said the line about having a girlfriend in Canada. And after the second movie of this being in it, he's like, fuck, did everyone know I was lying? Did everyone know I was making that up? Fuck, John. How many times are you going to drag me under the bus, dude?
I do like that we live in the same world. I think their high school is also the same one as
it's Shermer. Yeah, it's Shermer. Yeah, mm-hmm. I completely agree. But I do think that there's something about like, again, back to this sort of computer illiteracy thing.
Yeah.
That a computer, especially that he would think that Wyatt could do this just by being good at computers, right? So like the entire premise of an AI like woman is just makes sense because you're like, well, you're good at computers.
You should be able to create a human.
And then when it's like, this is as far as we can go, man. It's got,
Should we give her a brain? I mean, they're definitely riffing Frankenstein big time.
But at that point also to be like, the solution is this, whatever, 60 megabyte computer. All it needs is just more power, Culture.
It's true. No,
it just needs more power.
Hook it up to the information highway of a phone line.
You get it through an old modem phone that somehow goes directly to like the government, I guess.
Well, we do get the cutaway of the guy like leaning back in a room that starts going crazy with alarms and bells.
Well, that's because the reel-to-reel ribbons start going crazy.
Power in the city, but like it's doing things all over the neighborhood, not only to their house, definitely to their house, but some reason, like, I mean, it's
a neighbor's dog is on the ceiling.
Yeah, what the fuck is that? Like, that's the
It's
one
so
that took me out of it.
stupid.
I was just like, okay, the rest of this I get, but what?
It's so
That
stupid.
that
It's
part
so
was like, what?
cartoony. And then out of nowhere, because you're also like, okay, so Wyatt lives in this really big house. His parents are really wealthy. They're out of town. It's just his parents, Wyatt and Chet. And
Who's
Chet's
not even there yet.
Yeah,
right?
Chet's in military school. But so where does the Barbie doll come from?
Good.
Again, I want to suspend my disbelief. I want to have a good time here. But and also I'm like, have you ever seen a Barbie doll in a pair of briefs before?
I mean, maybe it's in the chest with his impressive Playboy collection.
I just assume, again, headcanon, I assume that's Chet's,
Oh, okay.
right? It seems like it would be in Chet's room.
Yeah, I guess that makes
It is
sense.
a
I'm sad we
really-
don't get to meet Chet in this, but yeah, at the same time, there's some amazing shit like not only the AI stuff, the clipping the Barbie to the battery, having the ceremonial ritual with the bras on their head.
Maybe that's the part that's aged the poorest in this is Anthony Michael Hall's sort of like weird Punjabi chanting that's going on where you're like, that's you. Might want to take it easy on that Indian accent, buddy.
Well, yeah, he does multiple accents in this movie.
He does. That's aged way more poorly.
Some of the other things that get scanned in outside of the Playboy, we mentioned Beethoven, Albert Einstein, Houdini, and David Lee Roth.
Of all the
Singer of Van Halen.
God, if you just need all
So
of the
80s.
quintessential things, what are you going to do? Not have Diamond Dave?
It's true. And then at a certain point, he's like, it's working by itself.
Yeah.
Which, again, AI.
But I love that he has to tell us that. There's so many moments.
need more power.
Yeah, we need more power. It's doing it on its own.
You are right, though. Wyatt being a computer whiz negates all the access they need to make this real.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
It does,
And then
I'm
at
fine with
some point, and I don't know at what point they go from the science to the bras on the head. Then it
good
becomes. Although I will say one beautiful little Easter egg I had never noticed before is that when he pulls back the sheet and the Barbie doll is there with the candles,
And it's wearing the crop top and the tiny panties.
and the tiny panties. But the doll is on a box of the Game of Life.
Oh, I didn't see
So
I
it's
didn't
life,
notice that.
right?
That's
Which
good.
I was like, oh, that's really cute. But yeah, and at that point we get our classic sort of poltergeist style lightning and the big rolling in clouds.
Well, like
that
the
we've
whole
seen
room's
from everything.
moving and everything.
Yeah, and it's zzz down to the actual doll.
Candles are lit, lightning strikes.
Which this, we come back to this at the end of the movie where it's basically like those wires can land on anything and make it real somehow. It makes it ICBM like nuclear warhead at the end of this movie.
That's right.
And also, like I said before, it is kind of Frankenstein, but also Kelly LeBrock is magic because she
true.
magically changes their clothes.
Yeah,
she
yeah.
magically gets a car. Like she can do whatever she
get
wants.
whatever she wants,
Yeah.
basically. So yeah, what exactly did they create here?
Yeah.
I agree. I do love that they are riffing on Frankenstein. Obviously,
Yeah.
they're at the beginning of the scene, which is basically the first scene after the credits. I think showing how lame they are in that very first scene before the credits
Where they get pantsed.
where they get pantsed by Robert Downey Jr. in front of the gymnastics team. And
Listen, let's talk about Robert Downey Jr. You want to talk about a face that grew into its teeth? Because back in this, like, it looks like he has like turkey teeth. He's got,
or he just got money to fix them.
Yeah, but like I think his head grew into it.
But I think Gary says a line like, "This is never going to happen. Nobody likes us."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Why are you messing with the fantasy? We all know the reality."
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
So, but two unpopular teenagers, horny guys, basically are so desperate that they need to create this woman. But I do love the Frankenstein part. There is actually a movie called Lisa Frankenstein.
Oh yeah.
So the Bride of Frankenstein, all that is kind of in here as well.
It's also Frankenhooker.
That too, if you want to.
If you
go
like that sort of
deep.
B movie. But the thing of it is that I think that like this could be, and they get it all out of the way with a single line. But he's like, I don't want to dig up any dead bodies. He's like, we're not going to dig up any dead bodies. But I'm like, I want to see the early version of this script that was shopping around where they still kept that part.
Sure.
Because there probably was one, and at some point, some executive was like, "Guys, no
having
one's
a sleepover.
ever gonna make this movie."
They're good. They're just having a sleepover watching Frankenstein.
Yeah, and then they decide to start grave robbing. Right? Like, you're not gonna put that stuff in there, right? Like, and so the fact that they were able to like get that out of the way,
maybe they
really
could hire
quickly,
Chet to do it, or
Yeah,
he's the Igor.
Oh my God. But like it's incredibly like, even with suspending your disbelief, it still is almost so stupid now as an adult watching it that it's like, not that I didn't absolutely enjoy it, which I did.
Absolutely.
But there was a part of me that was like, wow, this is even crazier stupid than I remember it being.
I agree. Yeah, I hadn't watched the full movie in a while.
Yeah,
and just watching this first like 20 minutes or whatever it is.
Jesus, this is really.
It's pretty funny. And
I think I remember I think as a kid I remember my stepdad being like, "Oh God, Adam, I know you don't get it, but this movie is really stupid." And I'm like, "Whatever, Dad," and like now I'm thinking about it like, yeah, if I had a kid that was like, "We're gonna watch this," and it has some shit like that in it, like I'd be like, "Why? What are we doing?"
I mean, right? I've told this story before, but yeah, when I walked out of Home Alone the first time, I was like, "That's gonna win all the Academy Awards."
I mean, I said that about Mac and me. So, I also wasn't a very smart child.
Obviously, neither of us were.
But so then the door, cartoonishly,
I break
almost
for women.
Like, almost like Roger Rabbit.
It literally breaks for a woman.
It breaks for a woman. That's a really good point. And we get the classic 80s pink weird glow with the fog,
neon, and then the pan up from
oh
the
my
legs
God. And
up
she walks in and she says, so what would you little maniacs like to do first? It's so iconic, her outfit,
everything,
the fact that it's Kelly LeBrock, who was like a really well-known model before this. Like it hits all the notes. Like it's just a perfect moment.
Especially like into the 90s where I was I had fucking Kathy Ireland and Cindy Crawford posters in my room.
Oh, I remember there was a kid that
people do that anymore.
There was I don't think so. It's probably fine. I had Christina Applegate poster on the back of my door.
That's right, Married with Children.
Anyway, I do think the kid in my neighborhood had the Kelly LeBrock poster. I think with that right there where she's leaning against the door.
Classic shot.
And right away, the adorable nature of sort of where the rest of the movie is headed kicks in right there.
Showing their innocence, like they're way in over their
way on over their heads, where she's like, let's take a shower. Like she's up for anything.
And
they're in their pants,
and
right?
Shoes.
And and it's, but there is like a weird, and the thing is like, yes, this movie is about these dorks, like
sexual revolution.
Well, or just like learning to become young men. But there is an interesting line there in the shower scene where I was like, oh, this movie could have gone to a different place. It could have become Her. Or something like that, where she's like, you guys did a really good job. And then she's like, isn't taking a shower fun? And you're like, oh yeah, not much of the rest of this movie is about her experiencing life anymore. It's about her being the baddest bitch on the planet and
helping these guys
out. But there is a moment where you're like, oh yeah, they did make a woman. Like we kind of lose the plot of that important piece.
Yeah,
pretty quickly.
I think because it is so dumb and unrealistic, you kind of have to like negate that to some degree.
Yeah,
and because I mean, if it was really like what we're describing, Weird Science 2 would be her just like on a rampage with power.
No, it's Weird Science 2 is just Poor Things.
Oh no. Oh, well, all right.
I mean,
there you go.
If you took the two kids and combined them into one, it turns into Willem Dafoe, and then it's just Poor Things.
Yeah, well, I guess we have Weird Science 2 already.
We got Weird Science at home.
No technology, though.
No.
Anyways, really fun to revisit. It's kind of part of the fun of doing this segment on our show.
Yeah.
It's just that we can pick any random scene. And, 80s are a particular I don't even know how to think. I mean,
the era became a vehicle for some of the strangest ideas.
Weirdest, but I love how weird it gets. So many movies from the 80s would not get made today. It's just not the same.
And not even because they would age differently or anything like that, but just because you're like, somebody would be like, nah, let's don't do that. But, and then at that time they were like, you can literally do anything.
But also seeing a snapshot of that era before there was the internet, right? Yeah. And obviously here they or even
computer literacy at all, right? Yeah. I mean, this is during a period of time where I feel like, well, they didn't know any better than to do this way. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, well, by the time that they got to like the Jeff Fahey like Lawnmower Man, they're like, they did know better and they shouldn't have done it.
It is a silly premise. I mean, it's still a funny premise, I should say.
Yes,
regardless of how dumb and real it is, it still brings forward, the whole idea of Frankenstein is that, right?
Yeah.
Like questioning all the things they do through the movie. But fun rewatch. Love this movie. Yeah. Excited to talk about it once I saw it because it's totally stupid. But I think you're right. John Hughes did create AI.
All right, Sam Altman, give the man his money. Give the family his money.
All right, now do it in the voice.
I can't. I don't want to.
Give the man his money.
Have you seen the interview with Matt Damon where he was like, the first shot he's like, oh man. This is I finally get to be in a movie with John Malkovich and this is what he's gonna do.
Just go watch Rounders, everyone. All right, well, thank you very much for watching.
Yes.
If you like what you see /heard, please like and subscribe. Let us know what you think. Comment below on Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube. You can also follow both of us at Letterboxd, at Adam Pulcher for me, at Mr.
Sherlock for me.
For him. We're going to continue our Agnes Varda festival after this. If you're interested in the French New Wave, female amazing director, keep watching. But we'll keep doing that one scenes and hope you join us.
Yeah.
And we'll see you then.
Bye,
Thanks,
you guys.
Everyone.